All right. Let's see. Are we live? Let's find out together. We'll check our volume. I'll kick through my intro real quick, and then we'll get to work. Hey, we'll sounds volume. Like I'll kick through sounds my like intro sound real quick, and then we'll get to work. Hey, we'll sounds like I'm trying to. I'm like sound. My screen is all wonky. I'm trying to turn it down. I'm trying to. There we go. We're off to a strong start here already, ain't we, folks? I'm going to grab the link here. I'm going to update my socials. Hold on. Here. Bloop. There. I've started adding images to the Twitter and Discord uploads. You know, like, this is what we're doing next. Here, I'm live now, blah, blah, blah. Instead of just being a faceplate, I'm adding illustrations of work that I've done in the past so that folks can see the kind of stuff that we're going to be doing in the future. So, seems like a quality of life upgrade to me. And so I am currently pressing a bunch of buttons in Discord to give shout outs that I'm up and running to garner attention. So, while I do that, allow me to regale you with my origin story here. So I'm going to be looking at the screen a lot. That's at an angle here because it's really close to my face. But my name is Phil Kearney. Hey guys, I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish online, and I've been a DM since 1987. I've been an artist since I've been a professional artist anyway since I want to say 1998, and I've been creating content for 5th edition on the DMsGuild since 2017. So I've been working on a number of different projects. There's a bunch of links to stuff down below, and what we're doing today is I don't have it's not my book. I got commissioned to assist in the creation of a collaborative book that will be released on the DMsGuild. Hopefully, I'm not sure if it's going to be actually on the 17th, but it'll be as close to September 17th as we can get for all the archetypes that Wizards published that didn't put in the Player's Handbook. We're creating alternate 2024 sensibilities for those subclasses, and I was assigned Monk. So we've gone through 3 of them so far. I'm looking to knock down another 3 today. Let me fix my screen. These are just a bunch of books that I've created. The color mana system for Magic the Gathering magic. Instead of the 8 schools and spell slots, it's the 5 colors of magic and mana to tap and burn to use mana. The Spelljammer Combat Exploration, that's linked down below as well. It takes 5e mechanics for Spelljammer, including ship combat rules using 5e action economy, as well as squadron and fleet battles as well, so you can command multiple ships. How to command multiple ships as characters in your game, so you can have armadas engaging in space warfare in real space opera style of portrayal. Theurgy ability check casting. Anyone can cast 9th level spells. Will you dare to? And then Pacts with Patrons of Ravnica is all of the guilds of Ravnica. All 10 of them are expressed as otherworldly patrons that you can be a warlock that you make a pact with. And when you do, you become a guild mage, which is a designated title in the Magic the Gathering setting for characters that are servants to the guild. Like they're administrators or employed by the guild. This makes them a warlock for the guild, so they have ways to channel the guild's magic to do whatever the guild's goals are. Fun books. You can check these things out. There you go. And there's a link up. Here's my X Twitter platform. Like I said, I'm starting to put illustrations whenever I am publishing online for folks to see different stuff that I do. But I'm at the X Twitter. On the X Twitter platform, I am at Phil Kearney. Here on the channel, like, subscribe, bell icon to get notified. More subscribers. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to have a video up probably later on today. I was on channel with DM Jim and Ryan Doyle of Vertigree Games talking about the grinding gears of 2015 and 2024 Player Handbook, and how how the words that you use when there's not proper editing and tagging can create unexpected consequences. So we explore that space a little bit and some of the frustration that folks have been experiencing with the information that we're gaining about it. I'll have that up later on today, but you can check out Ryan Doyle and GM Jim. So, but my book's here. Dun, dun. You can check on all these links as well as join my Patreon and join my Discord for free if you're interested. So today specifically, we are going to continue our work here in Google Docs. The Monk Archetypes 20, let's call it Forgotten Monk Archetypes. I don't know what the actual title is going to be, but it's going to have all of them, all official 12 classes published by Wizards of the Coast. That is going to be all 50 whatever subclasses that were not put in the player's handbook is going to be in this compendium, and I'll be getting a percentage cut based on the 6 archetypes I do for Monk. And if we finish up today, that means I might fetch into some of the other, like if there's any buddy that had to bow out on the caseload that they had, I might be able to pick up some of that to further assist the effort. But for those that are already familiar with our channel, we've been streaming the development of martial powers over the past year and a half now. It's a full half-casting magic system that isn't spell casting, that martial characters can spend mana to create effects, to modify damage, attacks, movement, ability checks, create different maneuvers. There's 171 powers total, 116 of them use a mana supply, and the other 55 of them are like cantrip effects that don't require mana but are powers nonetheless, like different types of damage or gaining free feats or weapon masteries that you can prepare so that you don't have, like, you can use push with other weapons instead of having to use that specific weapon, while gaining proficiency with every weapon allows you to automatically use the weapon masteries that are born to the system. So you aren't being like feat taxed or ability taxed with this system to be able to have access to weapon masteries. If you prepare it and you've made your character be able to use push or vex or whatever, then whatever weapons you're using, you can use those powers. So we already have all of the subclasses built because we replaced all of them for 2024 sensibilities using this mana power system. So we're able to extract all the stuff that we have in here. We have the Barbarian, the Fighter, the Ranger, the Rogue, the Monk, Paladin, as well as comments on invocations for Warlocks and infusions for Artificers. So they can all use this power system in different ways. And here you can see we have the different subclasses that we had created. All of these, using the martial power system, since there's 171 powers, you gain bonus powers as well. So, I mean, you have your half-casting progression. It's a mana system, so half-casters get 2 per level up to 40 at 20th level, and it's 1 point per level of spell, and they can't do above 5th. So, 5 mana times 8 per day equals 40 mana, or 40 first rank powers, your choice. You get 2 mana at front and long rest, or there's the martial points, which is 1 point per level like a monk, regaining all of them on a short rest or long rest. And if you wanted, the Paladin, Ranger, and Artificer can use the martial points of just working off of short rests instead of long rests to potentially gain, so they can have the same tempo as everybody else in this book. So that's what we're playtesting on Monday. We're having 6 level playtests for this system with a bunch of Barbarians, Rangers, Paladins, Monks, Rogues, whatever, running around in a hex crawl fighting monsters and stuff. If you're interested, jump into my Discord channel or reach out to me through Patreon and ask if you can add to the table. We could tolerate having another 2 or 3 people in the pool, because any given week we might be missing 1 or 2 people, and we want to have at least 3, if not 5 people playing, so we have enough class diversity and options that people can play different styles and see how the system works together. And I can always just up challenges. It's not difficult to do that. But so having said all that, all of these mechanics are currently here that we're fetching features from the monks, because again, we were commissioned to help in this archetype, this book of forgotten archetypes to publish in 2024. Hey, Hornetico, it's great to see you, my guy. So that should be publishing next month on the Guild, as close to September 17th as we can get it. But it's an Adam Hancock production, and he was the editor that helped me with the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration book. And he's the guy that created Balduran's Guide to Kingdom Building, which is the core foundation for the Armies, Guilds, and Kingdoms project that I've been developing over the past 2 years. And that's my 20-minute marker. So having said all of that, this is a design stream today. So we're going to be taking what we know about the sensibilities of 2024 and transforming these archetypes into the new format. And we will begin with Kensai Warrior here today. So Kensai Warrior sounds more sensible than Warrior of the Kensai. It just sounds weird. And I like Warrior because wizards have traditions. So it makes sense that monks would have something different. Because traditions, honestly, they could have gone with schools, but that's already eaten up by the 8 schools of magic. So having wizards as traditions means that it makes sense that monks would change. And since they're reshaping the identity of what the monk is for 2024, Warrior, I'm not a huge fan of that, but the reasoning behind it and the flavors, the reasoning behind it I understand, and it's good enough. So, but we do know the blade, magic, one with the blade is 6. So we do know that they changed the formatting. So this is how they list features now. The level you gain it, colon, title of the ability. So that's a quick little conversion I can do here as I settle into my stuff. Hornetical, you're saying things, my dude. What up? No shit. Well, as usual, this is a study hall environment. I'll be ranting about whatever that you're welcome to tune in or tune out from as you please. So if being in this space helps dedicate time to yourself to achieve the goals that you want in your creativity, then I would consider it a blessing to be a catalyst to create that opportunity. So thanks for being here. I don't expect engagement, of course. You're welcome just to chill. I'm going to rant regardless. So engage as you please. So what I'm really excited about the Kensai Warrior is that it's a weapon specialist. And the most obvious thing just right off the top is whatever weapon you choose to be your special weapon, you're automatically going to have the weapon masteries that work with it. That is a core sensibility that we have in the martial power system. Go up and look at the powers. Well, I'm going to stay down here in the monks for this one. Let's click over here. Just because this is my stream, I'm going to brag about what I want. And we're doing all this stuff. I'm just going to go down here and brag up our books some more. Combat masteries as powers. So these are meta powers, quote unquote, which means that you don't. You do not need to spend mana. There's 55 of them. Your character gets like 16 that you can prepare over the course of 20 levels. So if you never wanted to bother with mana at all, you could spend all of your prepared powers on meta powers only and never mess around with your mana pool. You're missing out a shitload of really cool tech if you do, but if you want to keep martials simple but give them a wide variety of flavor, the Paladin in 2014 had 50 spells available, as did the Ranger. They've been enhancing and expanding that list as they go. But just these meta powers alone is basically giving any martial that a DM wants to dip their toe into in the martial power system, they could just allow meta powers at the levels that it scales, so that your fighter could learn many, many, many different types of combat masteries. So combat masteries are taking the masteries and divorcing them from the weapons and making them techniques that you can learn. So if you prepare these techniques, and you prepare things when you finish a long rest, and you can keep a selection of options on what we're calling a sideboard. We might throw it away eventually, but a neat idea is the sideboard, which is depending on what rank of power you have from level 1 to 5, you have powers that rank up from level 1 and up. And so at 5th level, you have access to second rank powers. And so on your sideboard, you can have up to 2 powers, second rank. You can have 2 powers up to second rank. And whenever you finish a short rest, you can take something that you prepared and switch it with what's on your sideboard. So if I had prepared disarm and had grapple on my sideboard, when I take a short rest, I could swap them. So now I can now grapple is prepared and disarm is on my sideboard. So you can have a sideboard of powers that help you in like social or exploration challenges, and then a sideboard of specialized combat stuff against like a creature that you know you're going to encounter. So you can have prepared powers for exploration to get to the dragon's lair. Take your short rest when you're near. Swap out the powers. So now you have your dragon combat feats powers specifically geared up, and you put the exploration powers on the back burner because you're not going to need them while you're in the dungeon, for example. So that's a way for you to be able to also manipulate your mana pool. I think Wizards have that. I think WotC implemented something like that for Wizards in the playtesting. I'm not positive, but I think I recall that. Again, I'm really happy to see that Wizards agrees with my sensibilities as to what kind of ways we can manipulate action economy and resources inside of the game. I applaud you. Wizards of the Coast. I'm literally right down the street. You never answer my calls. So, weapon masteries, here you go. So, Kensai should be able to use... So, the way that works is if you choose your Kensai weapon, you automatically know how to use that weapon. Oh, that was what it was. When you prepare a combat... here's the footnote down here. You hit and damage until blah, blah, next turn. Here's an asterisk. Weapon masteries are presented in Player's Handbook 2024. While weapons retain their masteries as listed in the Player's Handbook, you do not need to learn the masteries if a weapon has any. If you are proficient with that weapon, you can also use the masteries that weapon possesses. That means that all martial characters with access to all the martial weapons is going to be proficient with them. They have the full array of these options depending on what weapons they choose, giving them the new toys for free. But we're taking away the you gain 2 weapon masteries. Instead, we're folding those into the mana system, like the number of prepared powers that you can have per day. So at first level, you can have 2 prepared powers, and virtually all classes have 2 weapon masteries that they learn at first level. So that jives. The fighter loses a little bit there, but they'll make it up later, I promise. So by second level, you can have 3, and then 4, then 5, and 6, blah. So this is folding both the powers that you gain as like a half caster, but again, it also counts towards the weapon masters. I know that full casters and half casters often get cantrips plus the number of spells that they can prepare, but we have a sideboard, so you have more leveled spells prepared if you want to have more leveled spells. Plus, you can use feats to learn more powers if you want to spend them that way. But since you can actually spend powers to learn feats instead, it allows you to lean into mana as much as you want, or lean into 0 mana cost meta powers. Here's the list of feats. I am excited to update these for 2024. I already know that you don't have to worry about any prerequisites if you prepare these, but they don't give you the stat gain. So you're trading off having access to any of them, basically just by saying you have access to it when you finish a long rest. And in exchange, you're not gaining any stat bonuses. At 4th and 8th, etc. level, you could choose any of these feats, of course, like normal. But of course, one of them is, we'll probably get rid of Fighter Initiate. But what is it? We don't have additional power listed here, but it is one of the feats that we have where you can just spend a feat to get an extra, to prepare an extra power if you wanted to. Anyway, let's see. And casters don't get access, like spellcasters, like a full caster can't just like spend a feat to gain access to like precise strikes so they can start sniping people by spending a point of mana. There's technically nothing wrong with that, but fuck off. Fuck off, full casters. If you want to get access to martial power, you're going to have to burn an entire level to get to it. So I like that. So that's the breakdown there. So we are in the process of building the Kensai. So let's look at this. Any weapon you are proficient with is considered a monk weapon with the light property. The light property has Nick. So we're going to change that. Now that we know how now that masteries work, Kensai weapons. Any weapon you... Kensai weapon. You can. I should actually go to player's handbook here. Building out the Drunken Warrior was so fucking fun. That was last stream, episode 2. That was on Friday, and that was just so much fun building that out. I'm skipping all the flavor text. I don't know how much of this Adam is going to want us to include. There's an issue about duplicating text. Let's see. I'm just going to grab all of this, and we're going to reevaluate these powers because we have a lot more information in 2024 now than we had when I created the options that we have. Let's unbold all of that. And then rebold Kensai weapon, agile parry. The great thing about the martial power system as written is I can gank combat masteries, feats, or powers that we've created and convert them to a non-mana system so that you can gain access to like one per subclass level, for example. So we're gonna see what we get from these. That's level 3. All right, so let's check this out. There, agile parry. And then Kensai shots, way of the brush. So we have the old version down there. We have the 2014 version here. We have our first blush conversion here, and then we'll work on it and then we'll mesh this together for 2024. So, reading: when you choose this tradition at 3rd level, you your special martial arts, your special combat, your special martial training leads you to master the use of certain weapons. This path can include instruction in the deft strokes of calligraphy. This path includes the deft strokes of calligraphy or painting. You gain the following benefits. Kensai weapon. Choose 2 weapons of choice to be your Kensai weapons. 1 melee weapon and 1 ranged weapon. Each of these weapons can be any simple or martial weapon that lacks the heavy and special properties. Okay, the longbow is also a valid choice. You gain proficiency in these weapons if you don't already have it. And you can use the I don't know if weapon masteries is supposed to be capitalized. The weapon masteries caps or no? Weapons of the chosen types are among weapons for you. And you can use the weapon masteries each weapon possesses. Weapons of the chosen are for you. Period. Let's get rid of that space there. Many traditions work for your Kensai weapon when you reach. And in many features, you gain work only with your Kensai weapons. Whatever. When you reach 6th level, I'm going to hit period and then pop, pop, pop. When you reach 6th, 11th, and 17th level in this class, you can choose another type of weapon, either melee or ranged, to be a Kensai weapon for you. You can, when you reach 6th, 11th, and 13th level class, you can change any weapon. You can change any number of weapons you can select Yeah, change. You can change any number of weapons to, you can change any number of weapons, any number of current weapons. You can change any number of current weapons for new choices and choose another type of weapon, either melee or ranged, to be a Kensai weapon for you following the criteria above. There we go. So that works. I can see why they want to get rid of heavy, because you can do flurry of blows and stuff with it, but they don't have to be light weapons. One melee weapon, one time, attack. Okay, cool. So let's see. That is, I like that for Kensai weapon. Let's see what I had, if I had provided any commentary in here. With the light property. The light property now gets, now often gets nick. But it has to be a light weapon. So if you consider all monk weapons to be light weapons, suddenly everyone gets access to nick on a two-handed sword. And that is not our intent. So I like the idea of dropping that. It didn't mean what it meant before weapon mastery. So now that we have weapon masteries, we have to adapt accordingly. So +2 bonus. If you make an unarmed strike as part of the attack action on your turn and are holding a Kensai weapon, you can use it to defend yourself if it is a melee weapon. You gain a +2 bonus to armor class until the start of your next turn, while the weapon is in your hand and you aren't. Basically, Agile Parry gives you shield. Your weapon counts as a shield. So that's just grand. If you make an unarmed strike, if you make an attack, fuck off. If you make an unarmed strike, when you take the attack action, on your turn and are holding a Kensai weapon, while holding a Kensai weapon, this makes it simpler. While holding a Kensai weapon, you can use it to defend yourself if it is a melee weapon. If you gain a +2 bonus to armor class until the start of your next turn, while the weapon is in your hand and you aren't incapacitated. There you go. So the weapon acts as a shield now. Good stuff there. Good stuff there. Kensai shot. While wielding a ranged weapon, you can use a bonus action to add 1 power die of damage to all attacks you make with a monk weapon until the beginning of your next turn. Please give me some Paladin Smite for free. Kensai shot. You can use a bonus action on your turn to make a ranged your ranged attacks with Kensai weapons more deadly. When you do so, any target you hit with a ranged attack using a Kensai weapon takes an extra die of damage of the weapon's type. You retain this benefit until the end of your turn, because you're automatically going to be using your martial arts die with it because it's considered a monk weapon, so you get to use your martial arts die. So Kensai shot, take a shot. This pretty much replaces the sharpshooter feat, right? Kensai is now the sharpshooter. I suspect we'll see some ranger options that do similar, but that's appropriate. Kensai, yeah, I fucking love that. Let's go back up here and see what our language is for rolling martial arts dice. I know it exists under the Ascended Dragon. You're equal to 4 rolls of your martial arts die. Takes Fail saved. Roll for martial arts of your martial arts die. When you use your breath dragon and expand one focus point to augment its shape and power, these making some fixes here. Each of these creatures must succeed at a dexterity saving throw on a failed save. A creature takes an amount of acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison damage, your choice, equal to the equal to 4 rolls of your, so just capitalized, martial arts die. There, perfect. Equal to martial arts die. Add 1 martial arts die to the damage roll. Let's add 1 martial arts die of damage. Takes an extra when you do so, any target you hit with a ranged attack using a Kensai weapon takes additional damage equal to the roll of one martial arts die. You retain this benefit until the end of the current turn. To make your range, oh, I love that. Okay, so you use your bonus action first, trigger the extra martial arts die of damage, and then you take your attack action, and you can fire off the arrows and continue to gain those extra actions. So you'd be sacrificing flurry of blows with your ranged weapon, but you would be gaining an extra 3 dice of damage, which like around level 11 is like one or the other, take your pick. You retain this benefit until the end of your, I like that. What do we have? While wielding this weapon, power die, right? So you're already thinking that a roll, add 1 power die of damage to all attacks you make. Let's see. Yes, I see upgrades. Okay, and then Way of the Brush, you gain proficiency with and painter supplies, with calligrapher's supplies, and because come on, because a painter can do calligraphy, and a calligrapher can at least do some painting. There, give them both. Fuck off. All right, level 6. Let's take quotes from the book to see what still is legit and continue channeling through this. There we go. Yeah, we don't need to tell them Kensai weapon every time they get a Kensai weapon, because they already told us to get a Kensai weapon when you got a Kensai weapon. So this is just fluff. This Kensai weapon over and over again is just... it's just fluff. Fuck off. God, what a waste of space. Can you tell these guys make me angry? They totes make me angry. Like, oh, time to pad the pages. Do not do. All right, I bet we're gonna find some. I could see us pulling existing powers from the martial powers book to drop into these features. So let's see what they are. At 6th level, you extend your focus into your Kensai weapon, granting you the following benefits. Magic Kensai weapon. Your attack with your Kensai weapon counts as magical. At 6th level, I think we can already deal force damage with monk weapon attacks. I'm going to go to Trent Monk's video stash and verify that. Excuse me for a moment. Monk stuff. I am a subscriber to Trent Monk's Patreon. So let's see. I am looking for the class feature that upgrades our, let's see, Body of the Mind, Epic Boon, Superior Defense, Perfect Focus, Disciplined Survivor. Working our way down. I think it's around level 6 or 7. Heightened Focus. Right, we know about that. Evasion, acrobatic movement. What is it? When you aren't wearing armor or wielding a shield, you gain the ability to move across vertical surfaces of water. Right. I've been trying to world build the setting 3 days straight, and like my slow writing pace is causing roadblocks. Ah, got it. You're not able to type. Maybe you should dictate verbally. Talk if your typing can't keep up the flow of consciousness, then you need to upgrade the tools that you're using to maintain flow. So I would suggest text to chat, chat to text. Evasion, I like that. It's earlier now. Empowered strikes. There we go. Whenever you deal damage with your unarmed strikes, it can deal choice of. Oh, it's unarmed strikes only. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. Magic Kensai weapons. Empowered Kensai weapons. Your attack with your Kensai weapon counts. Your attacks with your Kensai weapons count. Can deal. Can deal your choice of force, or its normal damage type. Legit. Death strikes. When you hit a target with a Kensai weapon, you can spend 1 key point to cause the weapon to deal extra damage to the target equal to your martial arts style. You can use this feature only once on each of your turns. You can expend to expend a number of mana. Sorry, a number of focus points equal to your proficiency modifier to roll an equal number of martial arts. To roll a number. To roll that many. Let's see. You can use your bonus action to expend a number of focus points equal to your proficiency modifier. Yeah, I'm completely stealing from the new paladin right now. When you hit, because you can only do it once a round anyway, but it caps you with only 1 mana, which makes it stupid to use. So we either get rid of the cap and trump and make the 2014 Paladin, which is inappropriate, or we allow ourselves to tap into the mechanics that now exist, but charge more to do it. So we don't get the extra die, but we can spend more mana. We can spend up to, at 6th level, we can spend up to 3 mana, or 3 focus as a bonus action to add an additional, to roll that many, how am I supposed to word this? We go back up to the Ascended Dragon, of course. Doing work for us up here. We want aspect, here we go. Yeah, Ascended. That is 5 feet wide on a failed save. Check the damage equal to. Let's try this. You can spend 1 point of mana as an. How do I word it down here? You can spend 1 point of mana and add a power die to your attack roll. Because in our system it's default, you can do that. This is as an exploit, which means it's a little different. Anyway, let's see. To deal damage equal to and of rolls of your martial arts die. Oh, this is wonky. Because it's a spell. It's like they coded it in 2024. They coded it as a spell, so that you could basically use spell language for this, and they word it like a spell, not a feature, and they're different. Spells and features are worded differently. So the current Divine Strike feature that the Paladin gets is basically you get Divine Strike for free. Jesus, thanks. And is always prepared. When you hit a target with a Kensai weapon, you can use your bonus action to expend a number of focus points equal to your proficiency. A number of focus points up to expend a number of focus points up to equal. You can use your bonus action to expend a number of focus points up to your proficiency modifier. Fuck, this is complicated. The way that they word this is so wonky. You can use your bonus action to expend a number of focus points to expend one or more focus points to a total equal to your proficiency modifier minus 1. So we'd be able to do 2 dice at this level. One or more focus points up to your proficiency bonus minus 1. Number of focus points up to your proficiency bonus minus 1. To roll that number of martial arts dice that number fuck. One focus point. And roll a martial arts die. And adding the result of your martial arts of action to expend one focus point and add the result of rolling your martial arts die you can deal additional damage by using your bonus action to expend one focus point and add the result of rolling to expend by using your bonus action to expend one focus point, adding the result of rolling your martial arts die. You can expend a number of focus points this way. You can spend additional focus points you can expend a total number of focus points this way equal to your proficiency modifier, period. Adding the result of all martial arts of all rolled to the damage of the when you hit a target with a Kensai weapon, you can deal additional damage by using your bonus action to expend one focus point, adding the results of rolling your martial arts die. You can deal additional damage to the attack. No, you can deal additional damage by using your bonus action to expend one focus point. When you hit, to expend one focus point, adding the result of rolling, adding the result of one martial arts die of 1 to the damage. You can you can deal When you hit a target with a Kensai weapon, you can use your bonus action to expend, because it's redundant here. When you hit a target with a Kensai weapon, you can use your bonus action to expend 1 focus point, adding the result of one martial arts die to the damage. That sounds good. No redundancies there, and it's a clean sentence. You can expend a total number of focus points this way equal to your proficiency modifier, adding the result of all rolled martial arts dice to the damage. Fucking, that's perfect. You can spend 1 point of mana as an exploit to gain advantage, and blah blah blah. Death Strike. We changed. Oh yeah, we changed Death Strike because this is a default ability that all martial characters can do. You can just do this. So as a class feature for everybody, the paladin can roll 1 additional die when the paladin rolls additional dice. So there you go. And there. Death Strike is resolved. That. Good. Sharpen the blade. 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 Sorry, some Pantera Far Morning here. We don't have Saturday morning cartoons anymore. All we have is death metal. I don't know if Pantera is considered death metal. It's definitely rage metal. Let's go fetch a feature. Can say that's not a real thing. That's not a real thing. Sharpen the blade. Thank you. And this isn't the real location. Here we go. Copy, paste. Hold on real quick. All right, I'm back. Let's see. At 11th level, you gain the ability to augment your weapons further with your focus. As a bonus action, you can expend up to 3 key points to grant 1 Kensai weapon you touch a bonus to attack and damage rolls when you attack with it. The bonus equal the number of key spent. Lasts 1 minute. This feature has no effect on magical weapon. Holy shit, there's no limit to that. Wait, hold on. The bonus equals the number of key points you spent, which is 3. Okay. This bonus lasts 1 minute. Fuck you. Let's see how we did it. You gain the ability to augment your weapon further in power as a sustained effect when you tap 1 mana to gain a +3 bonus. You can tap 1 mana to gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls with a monk weapon. This feature has no effect. Okay, great. You can expend 1 focus point a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls when you attack with it. When you gain a proficiency to augment a weapon, your weapon further with your focus. As a bonus action, You can expend 1 focus point to gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls when you attack with it. The bonus equals this bonus. This bonus lasts for 1 minute or until you use this feature again. This feature has no effect on a magic weapon that already has a bonus to attack and magic damage rolls. There you go. So 1 point. Let's make that far more. That's far more reasonable for the level of efficiency that we get now. Lasts for 1 minute, right? Because like for 1 point, you now get 3 attacks. At 10th level, you spend 1 point, you get 3 attacks with flurry of attacks, for instance. If you're only making unarmed strikes with your at 11th level, 10th, 11th level, you're packing a D10 no matter what on your weapons. So that's going to average what 16.5 plus, assuming at that level a +4 to your primary combat stat. So that's 16. That's 16. That's 28.5 damage per attack divided by 3 is essentially 9 extra damage per attack that you would be making if you make 3 attacks per round. So a mere +3 attack and damage bonus over 3 is only 9 hit points. That's half the amount. That's a third of the amount of damage that you would be dealing if instead you spent that point for Flurry of Blows. However, it lasts a minute, which is 10 rounds. So if Flurry of Blows would be dealing an average of 28 damage for the point of mana spent, that would actually only be like around +10 because you already get 2 attacks. So this is but it doesn't increase it at all. No, I'm okay with that. Okay, it's a boost. There's no other way to get it other than have a really sweet magic weapon. But if you get a sweet magic weapon with the weapon that you have for your Kensai stuff, no, but you can at 11th level you have 4 Kensai weapons. So if you pick up a super sweet weapon that doesn't need to make use of sharpen, this feature has if this feat, let's see. If the chosen, if the weapon, if the as a bonus action, you can expend 1 focus point to gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls. You gain the ability to augment your weapons further with your focus. As a bonus action, you can expend 1 focus point to gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls when you attack with it. If a weapon is magical, if you attack with a magic weapon with a bonus this bonus replaces the bonus you gain from a magic weapon. Replaces the bonus you gain This bonus replaces the bonus you gain replaces any bonus from a magic weapon if you attack there it is. If you attack with a magic weapon, this bonus, comma, this bonus replaces the bonus gained from a magic weapon. There. Clean enough. So we've got a +1 sword of I fucking love this sword at 11th level. It's still a +1 sword of I fucking love this sword, but now you'll get a +3 to attack with it anyway. There you go. And then level 17, unerring accuracy. How are we doing? 10 o'clock? I had about a 20-minute intro. So that took about 50 minutes for us to finish that one. All right, let's not pat ourselves on the back yet. It's not actually done yet. So let's cap it off. Copy. Nope. Paste. Select all. Well, I didn't have any changes on my own, so. At 17th level, your mastery of weapons grants you extraordinary accuracy. If you miss with an attack roll using a monk weapon on your turn, you can re-roll it. You can only use this feat. You can use this feature only once each on your turns, unless you expend 1 focus point to use it again. There you go. Fuck off. Hey, we done did do it. All right, we're up to the 1, 2, 3 Warrior of the Long Death. Let's click this into place, and then we have the Sun Soul Warrior is the last one that we need to do. Holy shit. So let's hit save real quick, even though it's a Google Doc and automatically saves. I still press it as a ritual. Sorry, shot. As soon as an edition gets good, they ruin it. I like, for the work, the design work that I do, I love 2024. 2024, a lot of the changes that I'm making across classes are things that I've been suggesting you make changes to using the martial power system that we've been talking about. Shot, if you're new to the channel, guy, at the beginning of the stream, I spent some time basically looking through the martial power system where we're pulling all these revisions from. I got recruited to convert all the forgotten monk subclasses that will not be appearing in the player's handbook. Me and a cadre of other designers under Adam Hancock's leadership are basically taking all the official WotC archetypes and upgrading them to 2024, and we'll be dropping that as an anthology on the DMsGuild pretty much as soon as it published, as fast as we can after or on September 17th if we're able. That's when the DMsGuild opens the doors for 2024 content officially, when the official player's handbook is released on September 17th. Some people have early access to it, but it's not street legal yet. Kind of quote unquote street legal for publishers to implement on DMsGuild yet. So we're looking to have this published on the 17th so that we can like if anything is going to be useful for 2024, it's going to be what about all the other archetypes. So if we slap this down, it should be a good indication of how much interest there is now on the DMsGuild for 2024 content, right? It's just logical. So it's a good experiment. I really believe in Adam Hancock's leadership. He was my editor for the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration supplement that I published on DMsGuild back in March, and he created the Balduran's Guide to Kingdom Building, which was the foundation that I used for my Guilds and Kingdoms mechanics that we're eventually going to be publishing on ttrpg, as well as the task system that I built for the unnamed role-playing game that I'm playtesting with my team. So I'll yabble about all those things eventually, but this is a design stream today, so we're going to let's start knocking down Warrior of Long Death. So again, I don't know about flavor text specifically, if we're gonna duplicate that stuff or not, but oh yeah, the ritual. Let's update this stuff to be formatted as 2024 is. I have the Guildmasters got I have the Pacts and Patrons of Ravnica, which is a book of warlocks for the Ravnica setting, where each of the 10 guilds are represented as otherworldly patrons. That needs to be updated using the new 2024 sensibilities. And in a zip folder, I will leave the original copy for the 2014 version. And I'll rename it 2014 version, put it in a zip file, and include that when you purchase it in the future for 2024. I just want to update it so it remains relevant. I'm going to be updating all of my books here on DMsGuild, and God bless it, I don't have a lot of them, but they're big. So my intent is to, once I finish up these compendiums of books that I've been planning over the past number of years, once those are done, I can extract from DMsGuild and start doing other other games and system neutral stuff on my Patreon channel and through Kickstarters and ttrpg. So my world is going to evolve in the not too distant future. I'm pretty happy about that. But let's go to here's a list of features that I extracted from a Trent Monk video. God bless you, Chris. I'm a Patreon supporter and appreciating the early insights for me to be able to do this work in an expedient manner. So, Touch of Death. Let's find out more about Touch of Death. How's it supposed to read? Starting when you choose a tradition at 3rd level, your study of death allows you to extract vitality from other creatures as it nears its demise. When you reduce a creature within 5 feet of you to 0 hit points, you gain temporary hit points equal to your wisdom modifier plus your monk level. Minimum of 1 temporary hit. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of firepower. Did we change it during combat when your creature you dealt damage equal to, I like this instead, 1 roll of your martial arts die plus your monk level. We know the minimum is going to be 1 because it's a die roll with a minimum of 1, and your monk level is 1 regardless of what your wisdom modifier is, so fuck off with that. But 3rd level, that's a d6, so it's a d6 plus 3, so up to 9. That'll eventually scale up to 32, 20 plus a d12 plus 20. Whew. Starting when you choose this tradition, God, you're just that's as powerful as well. It's not as powerful, but it's scale on the individual level. It's as strong as a Twilight Cleric, basically. You're always fresh. You're always gonna be refreshing that stuff. It's insane. When the creature, when you reduce starting when you choose this tradition at 3rd level, your study of death allows you to extract vitality from another creature as it nears its demise. When you reduce a creature within 5 feet of you to 0 hit points. This isn't even as an action, so this works on opportunity attacks, in case you didn't know. Hour of Reaping. No changes. Okay. Let's see what it is. This might be a really quick. I did change that language. I am revising it. Not everything was changed in 2024. Some of the stuff was the same, so it's viable that I don't change every feature here. But we do have to worry about how much duplicate content there is, and would that cause a flag. So it's not supposed to be more than 50% of the content is new language. If you're going to use stuff from a wizard's book, you have to have... It might be 10%. I'm going to have to touch base with Adam. I never duplicate stuff, so I've never had this problem before. Anyway, 6th level, you gain the ability to unsettle or terrify those around you as an action. For your soul has been touched by the shadow of death. That's my 20-minute marker, just to keep me on tap. When you take this action, each creature within 30 feet of you that can see you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of you until the end of your next... Any number of creatures you choose. Let's go back up to the Ascended Dragon, because that's where all my best language is at right now, and it's just so recyclable. There we go. Each choose any number of creatures must succeed on a... Go back down to death. You can see within 30 feet of you, period. Each of these creatures must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of you for 1 minute. At the end of the turn, they can make a saving throw. Bop, bop. Where's that language? Is this the... There we go. There it is. A creature. It can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a successful save. Each creature Did I just improve my own language? Nice. Let's see. Here's the fact. Each creature where is it? That's off. As a bonus action on a subsequent turn, you can choose a creature within the aura. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute. That's 11th level, Frightful Presence. When you create this aura as a bonus action on subsequent, you can choose a creature within the aura. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect. So 11th level aspect of the worm gets one target within 30 feet. Within 10 feet. It's only 10 feet at this size. Only one creature you can frighten within 10 feet at 11th level, while the death... all creatures within 30 feet of you, as opposed to choose any number of creatures you can see. Choose... I think we should make it just choose one creature, honestly. The scaling there is so crazy. It's all creatures. Now it's just one creature. I like that. Choose one creature. target must, there. It can repeat the same throw any effect. There you go. I think that feels, it's a little bit of a nerf to the feature, but it lines up, at least in scale of power, but it's so much earlier. Choose a number of creatures you can see within 30 feet of you equal to your wisdom modifier. Minimum of 1. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Each target. They don't get a lot. But I don't like it being all of them. Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's see. Beginning at 11th level, you are familiar with death. You're familiar with death to escape its grasp. When you reduce to 0 hit points, you can as a reaction, you can expend one or more martial arts, one or more focus points to roll an equal number of your martial arts die. The total of the roll fuck it. You can expend one focus point. So you gain a number of hit points equal to the result of rolling one of your martial arts die. You're using you use your familiarity with death to escape its grasp. When you are reduced to 0 hit points, and does it specifically say no action required? Do I want to keep that? No action required, huh? All right. We'll glam that up to touch. One of your martial arts die. And so, we're almost done. We're almost done with Wave of Long Death. There, starting at 17th level, your touch can channel the energy of death into a creature. As an action, you touch one creature within 5 feet of you, and you expend 1 to 10 focus points. In addition, your unarmed strikes. No, we already have something that does necrotic damage. Never mind. Way of Mercy, I think, does necrotic damage if you choose. So we'll leave it there. 1 to 10 focus points. The target must make a Constitution saving throw, and it takes 20-12. Whew, boy. That's what the open hand monk does. So okay, well, let's compare it. How much damage did the open hand do, right? Three points for 10d10. Okay, fuck off. We're doing fine. We're doing fine over here. Hold on. I just had to think, being. Okay, Sun Soul. Here we am. And. Nope, it's supposed to be 3 there. Okay, we are on our last monk subclass. We'll hand in our work. We'll have Adam and Stuart Braz is the editor on this project, which is amazing because Stuart is also our editor for the Eberron adventure that we've been streaming for the past 2 years. God, that's taken a long time to build. A lot of assets, slow process. You can see that every morning, Monday through Friday. On my morning coffee art stream. Cheers to the coffee. Oh my god, my coffee is cold and almost out. I'm going to go refresh my coffee here real quick, gents. And put that on my heating pad there and sit back down. It's God, it's only 10:30. We cracked through this subclass in 20 minutes. Not bad. So what's going to end up happening here is when we hand in these to Adam and Stuart and have them cleaned up, we're going to take the final text. We'll take those and then drop those back into the martial powers book. And then rebuild them using the martial power system with the mana stuff to re-update all this material, and then we can take the other martial classes in this compendium that I'm a part of, and extract those and drop those into the martial powers book if it connects well and if it makes sense, I guess. But if I did that, it would be an excuse to bundle the Martial Powers book with the subclass compendium. I like that idea. So I'm going to take another sip of coffee here, and we're going to get to work on the Sun Soul. I love Sun Soul. It's so fun. I was originally going to do a series of books, or like little pamphlet sort of PDF things, of each of the monks as a half caster. So they had a set of spells, like Sun Soul would have a bunch of white and red based magic that would be on like a 50 point list, just like the elemental key book that I have. So hold on real quick. I'm going to take a quick tangent here because we're taking a quick coffee break. So let's go down here to the color mana system. Here's the full list of all the books that are in it, which you can get at 36% discount. So $30 worth of books, $19. If you think this stuff is cool, check it out. But we're gonna peel open. They're all free previews, but they have like mana and like play mats and stuff like that that are included as assets. in a download folder. But we took the Way of the Four Elements and we can converted it to the mana system. We have the elements of elemental. I have to update this obviously, but we have elemental mana, which is air, earth, fire, and water, or we have color, which is red, blue, and green. Colors from Magic the Gathering, 5-color system: white, blue, black, red, green. But the elemental monk is only using red, blue, and green mana of that 5-color selection. So everything that we express is in those types of mana. But if you're using elemental magic paradigm, you have the 4 elements of air, earth, fire, and water, and all of the spells and abilities that you have are either air, earth, fire, and water. So you choose how you set up your character. Here's a list of 50 powers, which a stack of cantrips, which don't require any key, and 1st through 5th rank powers, or 1st to 5th level spells. And the amount of the spell level is the amount of mana that you have to spend. And we've categorized each of them. For example, Breath of Winter, which is a Cone of Cold spell, is an air or water spell because it creates cold mist, right? So it's either air or water mana. So if you have air mana or water mana in your key pool, you only have to have 1 point of air, and like the rest could be, like the other 4 points could be earth. That's fine. If you spend 1 point of air or 1 point of water, you can cast Breath of Winter. If you're not an air or a water monk, then you don't have access to air or water mana. You wouldn't be able to cast Breath of Winter unless you modified it to be like Breath of Fire or like Breath of Acid or something like that, by modifying the spell by preparing it more than once. And then over here on the color mana side, same thing. Like Breath of Winter is going to be either blue for water or green for air. And like green is like elements, so like a ton of stuff in here just qualifies as green. But blue is water and air, so that's automatically going to be Breath of Winter will automatically be blue. So if you're playing like a Gruul character, that's like Gruul is red and green, right? So you could have Breath of Winter because it's green. You could have you could cast Wall of Fire because it's red. It costs you 4 mana or 4 focus points, key points, mana to cast it. But since it's a red spell, you'd be able to do it. Stone Skin is both red and green, so like that's very Gruul. Gruul is the Ravnica guild that has red and green magic in it, if you hadn't gathered that. But this is a list of 50 spells, basically, and the project was going to be, this was the first in the project, was to create Key of Shadow, of Light and Shadow, for example, would have been Sun Soul and Shadow Monk, and those two together would be white and black mana. And so then we would have a magic paradigm of light and darkness. Instead of the 4 elements, air, earth, fire, and water, for the 4 elemental monk to tap into, pardon the pun, it would be the monks' traditions of light and shadow, light and darkness, for instance. Like mercy and long death could be in there as well. So we could have 4 archetypes in just the white and black mana spectrum. And then again have a list of 50 white and black magic powers that we would then make into radiant life or death magic that you could learn. So it'd be either life or death, and then it'd either be white or black. And that's how you could dichotomize those two things. And we would just create a stack of spells that are coded that way. We can still do that. But now that the Way of the Four Elements have been removed, we can then now replace this. We can now rebuild this, keep this in a zip file that you guys will have access to for 2014. But we can upgrade the Elementalist with this to have access to red, blue, green mana, or the Elementalist having, again, the 4 elements here, but instead of being Way of the Four Elements, it'll be the Elementalist, and we can rebuild the Elementalist using the mana system and keep most of this intact and be able to have an elemental system that, again, just further leans into what the Elementalist is already doing. So most of the stuff that we have going on here is going to feel like what the Elementalist was giving, like damage attacks and saving throws and resistance to and overcoming resistance against elements. these are the additional class features that we gave the Way of the Four Elements, because originally it only got a stack of spells, which isn't much for features because the Paladin gets a stack of spells and a bunch of features. So we gave them a bunch of features and a stack of elements. The way that the Four Elements is built is it gave you a small list of spells to cast. We expanded it and then gave you extra features. The way that the Warrior of the Elements works is they gave you a bunch of features like these, but stripped out the spell casting. So when we rebuild this book, we'll just reframe the conversation from that perspective. The Elementalist, the Warrior of Elementals becomes a half-casting subclass that has access to 1 through 5, just like the Ranger and the Paladin do. And here's the spells that they have access to. And then we'll take the Elemental, the Warrior of the Elements, and revise these features to jive with what they have. And then we can, since we'll have the Martial Powers book, we don't have to worry about all this key language stuff going on inside of here. We'll effectively be able to replace all of that and strip it out. So simplify the book and maybe spend a little bit more time about developing an elemental paradigm of magic so that sorcerers, wizards, clerics, and stuff can get into elemental magic as well. So that'll be one of the repurposing and rebuildings that we do for that book specifically. So we'll be building that all together here on stream eventually. So like, subscribe, bell icon, notifications. Be welcome to follow me on Twitter, Patreon, jump into my Discord channel. I'd love to have you. So back to the Monk of the Sun Soul. Let's copy that. Let's paste it. Copy. Extract. Here. I've got pages. Let's create pages. Ooh, I can have one per page. Or, you know, not. All right. Radiant Bolt, as written. Starting when you choose this tradition at 3rd level, you can hurl searing bolts of magical radiance. You gain a new attack option that you can use with the attack action. This special attack is a ranged spell attack. Attack option that you can use with the attack action. A new ranged attack option that you can use with the attack action. This with a range of 30 feet. And you add your dexterity or wisdom modifier to its attack and damage rolls, your choice. And its damage is radiant. Equal to the result of rolling 1 martial arts die. And you can use the, hold on, let's find it. We're going to give it a mastery. And you can, I think it's going to be Vex. Hold on. You gain advantage on the next attack against the same target you hit and damage. If you miss an attack, deal ability modifier. Yeah, Vex. And you can use the Vex weapon mastery with the attack. When you take the attack action, I love adding weapon masteries to these different type of monk attacks. I just think that's super fun. So Vex is going to allow you to have, like, if you attack with it, then you can, if you hit, you can attack with advantage on the next one. Isn't that how that works? Double checking. Vex, you gain advantage on the next attack against the same target you hit and damage until the end of the next turn. Oh, I love that. If you have Vex, okay, so a Sun Soul Monk Rogue multi-class could use the Sun Soul Bolt, the Sun Bolt attack, to make a sneak attack, which is so ironic because it's a bolt of light, which is obvious to see, but you have advantage with it if you hit them with Vex. You can then follow up the attack and get sneak attack on them. Oh my god, I fucking love that. That looks... I love the irony of the narrative of that. And you can use the Vex weapon mastery with the with your attacks. When you take the attack action on your turn and use this special attack as part of it, you can spend 1 key point to make the special attack. You can make Radiant Sun Bolt attacks as part of when you use Flurry of Blows as well. Is that what the thing's fucking called? I can't remember. Let's check with Treat Monk. Just to double check they hadn't changed the name. Yep, Flurry of Blows. Thank you, Trent Monk. Chris, you the man. Starting when you choose this tradition at 3rd level, you can hurl searing bolts of magical radiance. You gain a new ranged attack option that you can use whenever a new range attack that you can use with the attack action. You can make you can make radiant symbol attacks when you use Flurry of Blows. And with the extra attack feature. Good enough. Yeah, that feels good. All right, let's pick that up and scoop it out. Bloop. Let's go check out the original language for Searing Arc Strike to see if we want to further modify it for 2024. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying the study hall. Oop, I need to put in my little ritual. This is how they do it now. All right. Let's see. At 6th level, you gain the ability to channel your focus points into searing waves. Your focus into searing waves of energy. Immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can expend 2 key to. You can expend 2 focus points to cast the Burning Hand spell. Fuck you. 1 focus point for Burning Hands. It's a 1st level spell. It should only be 1 key. You can spend additional key point. You can spend additional focus points. To cast Burning Hands as a higher level spell. 2, 3. Each additional focus point increases the spell's level by 1. Maximum number of key points. Number of focus points that you can spend on the spell equals half your monk level. God, that's insane. That's just fat and hoss. I love it. So 6th level, you can spend 3 mana on it. 20th level, you can spend 10. That's pretty cool. You gain the ability, dexterity save half damage. There you go. So I can eliminate that. We're almost done, to be quite frank. Cut. Beep. Yeah, let's do that. Beep, beep. Searing Sunbolt. At 11th level, you gain the ability to create an orb of light that erupts into a devastating explosion. As an action, as a magic action, you summon an orb and hurl it at a point you choose within 150 feet, where it erupts into a sphere of radiant light for a brief but deadly instant. Each creature in that 20-foot radius sphere must succeed a Constitution saving throw or take 2d6 radiant damage. A creature at 11th level, you're rolling a d10. Okay, let's see what it says. You can increase the sphere's damage by spending 2 key points. Each point you spend to a maximum of 3 increases the damage by 2d6. At 11th, you're rolling a d10. At 17th, you'll be rolling a d12. And at 17th level, you could spend 3 mana to roll 3d12, or you could spend 3 mana to roll 6d6. It's kind of a chicken or half dozen. So instead, we're going to rebuild that. How did we rebuild it? Each creature must succeed on Constitution or take 1. Yeah. By spending focus points. Each point you spend to a maximum equal to half your monk level increases the damage by 1 additional martial arts die. That's a really clean way to word that. I'm happy I found that. I think we can reverse engineer that back up into the Kensai. You can increase this. You can increase the sphere's damage by spending focus points. Each point you spend to a maximum equal to half your monk level increases the damage of 1 addition. Increases the damage by 1 additional martial arts die. 1, 2, 3. Or take radiant damage equal to the result of 1 martial arts die. Of 2 martial arts die. Only 2 of your martial arts die. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. And we're going to go back up to Kensai and review this again because of this new tech that we've just discovered. So that's good. We call it tech. When you figure out mechanical wording for stuff in addition, I call it tech anyway. I don't know what anyone else calls it. But. Copy. Paste. At 17th level, you become wreathed in a luminous magical aura. You shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. You can extinguish or restore the light as a bonus action. As a creature hits you with a melee attack while the light shines, you can use your reaction to deal radiant damage to the creature. The radiant damage equals 5 plus your wisdom modifier. That's not very good. How did we reword that? As a creature hits you with a melee attack when the light shines, you can use your reaction as an opportunity attack to deal radiant damage to the creature. The radiant damage equals 1 power die plus your channeling ability modifier equals. Okay. So at 17th level, you become wreathed in luminous flame, blah, blah, blah. If a creature hits you, 3. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while this light shines, you can use your reaction to deal radiant damage to the creature. The radiant damage equals the roll of 1 of your martial arts die plus your wisdom modifier plus. No, that's good. And And Bob is our uncle. That was completion. So let's take this language here. You can increase the sphere's damage. Additional focus points. Each point you spend to a maximum equal to half your monk level increases the damage by 1 additional martial arts die. I'm just looking at this. Copy. Let's go back up to Kensai. As a result of 1 martial arts die to the damage you can expend. You can increase this damage by spending. You can increase this damage by spending additional focus points. You can use your bonus action to expend focus points. You can use your bonus action to expend focus points to deal additional damage by expending focus points. Adding the result of 1 martial arts die damage to the damage per focus point spent this way to a maximum equal to your proficiency modifier. There we go. We fixed it. Holy crap, we found it. That's great. When you hit a target with a Kensai weapon, you can use your bonus action to deal additional damage by expending focus points. Adding the result of 1 martial arts die to the damage per focus point spent this way to a maximum equal to your proficiency modifier. When you hit a target with a Kensai weapon, you can use your bonus action to deal additional damage when you roll damage. When you roll damage, you can add your bonus action. When you hit, okay, that's redundant. When you hit with a weapon, you can use your bonus action to deal additional damage by expending focus points. your focus, adding the result of one martial arts die to the damage per focus point expended this way, up to a maximum number of, up to a maximum, we don't need that, it's redundant, equal to your proficiency. Yeah, okay, I'm good with that. Wow, sweet. Anything else that needs that? No? One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Dragon Warrior. Warrior of the Astral Self. Drunken Warrior. Kensai Warrior. Warrior of the Long Death. Sun Soul Warrior. And it's 11 o'clock here now, so I think I'm good with this document as is. It's enough for a first pass and ask for additional direction. So they may well ask me to feed in bloody blah blitz bits into here. I will seek additional direction from there. So we're going to do. Cool. Okay. Well, that's done for now, and it's 11 o'clock, so I feel like this is a good time for me to cut stream. Oh, I've been live for like what, 2 hours? Yeah. Good block. I'm in a phase transition right now. I feel like grabbing some food. I'm going to come back here off stream for the rest of the day, and probably work on finishing up the straggling text in my Everon book, and we'll continue moving forward from there. We are really, really close to doing layouts for the Everon book. It could be as soon as next week that we're officially working on layouts. If not, beginning of September for certain. Man, all right. So hey, thanks a lot for everybody that checked this stuff out. I might pick up additional subclasses to work on similarly to this. I might have to do some additional text revisions for whatever. I don't know. We're gonna put it out there and find out. So when we come back on Monday morning for our morning art coffee stream, we'll be doing Everon cartography for the farmhouse and homestead maps around the village for undead to attack. And Monday night, I do playtesting for the martial power system. If you're interested in that, you are most welcome to participate in the 6th level playtesting, which you can access through my Patreon about page here. Discord, permanent link, there you go. And anything else? I'll be back Tuesday through, I'm here 9 times per week. So we have Monday through Friday in the morning, we do Everon cartography or artwork like we've been doing forever. Tuesdays and Friday lunches, we do martial power system design. Thursday nights, I do some sort of design work. And then Saturday, I do some sort of design work or artwork, depending on what I want to do. So stick around. I'm here 9 times per week. My playtest day switches between Mondays and Saturdays, depending on who I have volunteering. So if you can participate on Monday night, that's awesome. If Saturday mornings, like this time block, is more your jam, then join the Discord channel and let me know that you're interested in playtesting stuff with me. We'll be playtesting more martial arts stuff. as well as a bunch of Spelljammer content. We have a fleet battle that we want to do a playtest for, and we're developing the Warforged and Machines document, which basically gives you large to colossal size mecha that your characters can pilot as though you're just giant or bigger sized creatures, using the Spelljammer living ship mechanics that we already have in the combat and exploration document that we published. We're just translating it from animals into humanoids with giant scale weapons to do Gundam and Escaflowne and Robotech stuff with. So super fucking cool. We will be playtesting that against giant, like we'll be fighting different types of giants and stuff, like attacking a fire giant's volcano fortress in like 15-foot mecha, for example. It's fun stuff like that. But we will be playtesting that stuff in the future. If you're interested in that kind of shit, like, subscribe, Patreon, Discord. I'll see you guys there. Cheers.